Shameless plug incoming. Today's episode is brought to you by the book Everyone is a Sinner But Me, available now at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Pre-recorded from Volpes Studios, it's the MCS1 show. And now your host, MCS1.
Welcome everyone to another exciting edition of the MPS1 show. I'm MPS1. Tonight I am not joined by Caleb Hennon, my usual co-host. He had something come up this evening, was unable to record. Nevertheless, the show must go on, or at least that's the attitude I'm having as of lately, despite all the other shows I've skipped without a co-host. Tonight I want to talk about something like really interesting. My life is taking kind of a really weird turn as of the past, like, I don't know, year, couple months, whatever. There's always something happening with me and I'm never bored, so that's probably a good thing. So I hope my stories and my life can be your entertainment. Let's get to it. So today's topic, I'm calling this this category, I guess, or general subject that we have, because we normally have like the Happy Valley Hate, Reflection on Society. Today I have this other one called Stupid Social Media, and I haven't really done it in a while. For those that don't know, I used to work in marketing. Social media marketing was a big part of my job. And a lot of it, it can have some really cool connection, but a lot of it's really soulless shit. Like, you would not believe how soulless it is. Or maybe you might. Maybe you hop on Facebook and Instagram and just feel, the wonderful, happy, good part of your spirit just disappear completely. I don't know. That's how I feel when I get on most social media. And a lot of marketers will tell you social media is super effective and shit like that. And they're somewhat right, but it's been kind of losing its returns over the past few years, especially as this Facebook scandal's been popping out and more people are leaving Facebook. The delete Facebook movement. Not going to talk much about that today. I'm going to do what I normally do and take a real different perspective on why Facebook sucks, or better yet, why I have deleted Facebook myself. That's right. A few people have noticed this. A couple loyal fans. I have deleted my business Facebook page for the podcast. Couple of reasons for that, and I'll get into those a little bit later. And I've also deleted my personal Facebook account. I still have my Instagram, even though they're owned by the same group of assholes. But eventually, I'd still like to cut the Instagram, to be honest. But for now, I'm keeping it. With social media, it's an interesting animal. It's basically, I view it like there's a couple different rooms, and in each room there's a certain theme, I guess. So there's like a Facebook room, a Snapchat room, a Twitter room, an Instagram room, whatever. So I'm hanging in the Facebook room, talking with a couple friends, and then a couple of, let's say, crazy alt-righters come in and they start sharing their views and they try to be funny about it. And my friends and I were not exactly cool with that. They can do their thing, but we just kind of want to enjoy ourselves. So we go to another room. We move to the Instagram room, and that's where I'm at right now. The Facebook room has become full of shitty shared memes, usually political ones. Like, after every single time a freaking national tragedy happens or a school shooting, everyone has to post their totally valid political opinion and share it with memes and stuff. And I'm not saying, they don't have their right to do that or anything out like that. But when everyone's kind of saying the same exact thing and banding together on this, and as I'm scrolling through my feed and this is all I'm seeing, it kind of wears me down and it seems repetitive, and I don't know, it kind of loses its shock value, I guess is the best way of putting it. Seeing everyone say we need this because of this reason, but when everyone's saying the same thing but giving no personal reason behind it, and just sharing from someone else's fan page someone else's thoughts, it kind of seems like a poorly generated idea of groupthink. Just food for thought. So I want to get into why I deleted my Facebook. You probably got a little bit of an idea just based on what I shared there a little bit ago. So a few weeks ago, I launched my t-shirt line. And I started placing some of my designs in my Threadless Tee shop. And you can also find my shirts at themcs1show.com, and there's a couple links to my various t-shirts. Or if you're on threadlesstees.com, just search MCS1, you'll find me. And I made these shirts so that the show could bring in some money, pay for its hosting fees, and a couple other things. It's mostly a hobby of mine. The show, the shirts, everything. It's just a real fun, creative outlet for me. And so I wanted to begin marketing my shirts, selling some ads for these suckers. And I wanted to do this on Instagram, not even Facebook, but Instagram. And, Facebook unfortunately owns Instagram, and it is being run into the ground because of them. The only real innovative things that Instagram has had is copying the stories from Snapchat. Like, well done, Instagram. And then Facebook got those like a little bit later. But so I wanted to run ads on Instagram for my shirts. And I ran ads before. I've ran ads a lot on different accounts for different clients, things like that. And I have to go into Facebook's shitty excuse for an ad manager. Just it's terrible. It's poorly run. It's kind of a disgrace. I don't care that people say it's easy, because it might be a little easy, but I feel like Facebook complicates it way more than they need to be doing. They need a lot of lean management going on there and cut out a lot of the crap. So I'm in their ad manager and I pump through an ad. I've done a million times before. Not a big deal. It's kind of in limbo. It just stays there sitting saying in process. And this goes on throughout a whole weekend. I did this on a Friday night, and by Sunday afternoon, I'm wondering what the hell's going on. It just didn't make sense to me that it should take this long. And here's the thing: all the stuff that I post on Facebook is never controversial, ever. I'm very mellow when it comes to Facebook. Even the ads I do, I use them to capture attention, but I'm not really a guy that gets out there to have people get angry at things or whatever. Everything's kept pretty PG-13 at the most, but pretty PG. And then so I messaged Facebook's, poorly trained customer support, and I'm like, hey, what gives? What's going on? Why isn't this ad going through? This is a little odd. And so then they just say, oh yeah, your account's banned from doing ads. I'm like, what? Why is my account banned? What is this? What's going on? And I'm pretty polite, despite how I act on the air. And I just say, hey, what's going on? What actions need to be taken? What can I do to get this going? And I'm willing to work with them. It's not like it's anything crazy. And then they say to me, they message me back like a couple hours later. Yeah, I've had another look at your ad account. Unfortunately, we won't be able to re-enable it. All ads are evaluated for policy compliance and quality of ad content. When accounts run ads and don't follow advertising policies, they're disabled. There's no further action you may take here. We don't support ads for your business model. So my first question that's running through my mind is, what the fuck? Everything I had is well within Facebook's bullshit advertising policy that I played by their rules. Terrible rules, by the way, but I played by them. And they're just telling me, hey, you can't run these, no reason really given. It doesn't support your business model. But I've sold books, I've sold tons of different shit on here. And so I'm not sure what they're getting at. But I looked around and a lot of other people have had this ban happen to them. No reason given. Facebook just decides, hey, you know what? Fuck you. And cuts people right off. And to me, that's just outright bullshit. But, it's their crappy social network, which is really just data mining, just taking other people's cookie data and tons of other stuff and selling it to everyone else. It's not even a social network anymore. To be real, it's just a way to sell targeted ads, which what I was trying to do here, but with Instagram. So I just doubted back a real angry reply. Let them know I had a fucking... I said, you don't support ads for my business model? I'm selling t-shirts, not like I'm selling drugs. You didn't give a reason to why my account wasn't shut down. Rather, it just is. If my ad isn't approved, shouldn't the ad just not be approved rather than shutting down my full account? And really, it seems like Facebook's gotten so big that they're just like, fuck anyone smaller than us kind of thing. Which, you know what? Good for them, but fuck them as well. And, the Cambridge data leak and, their poor customer service and all their shitty shares of political memes and everything else, I just finally said, fuck this. I'm walking away. And I wanted to make sure that I could walk away from Facebook and stay away from it. I wanted to make it to where I could not come back. So short of just getting my personal account banned, I took some very, very, I don't want to say extreme, but they're kind of extreme steps to getting my account just pretty much unusable on Facebook. I just, this was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I was ready to leave. I'm a t-shirt designer, a podcaster, an author. I'm not some drug dealer using Facebook's algorithm to sell cocaine. And they didn't even give me the satisfaction of letting me know they were being assholes and shutting down my business account. So, well done, Zuckerberg. You stopped me from selling some t-shirts. For now. At least on your shitty platform. So, I wanted to basically burn my Facebook bridge. Technically, they did it with my business account, but I wanted to do it with my personal account. It's not business, it's just personal. So here are some reasons that I have outlined for why I hate Facebook and why it's just like terrible, and what got me thinking I really just want to get the hell off this terrible platform. And also after that, I'm going to discuss what I did to make this happen. So first of all, I'm just going to lay it out for people. Facebook is toxic as fuck. And I'm pretty sure people know this. But there are so many reasons that this is. I'm not going to get into the million articles about how social media is linked to depression, loss of energy, or you're envious of other people's lives because you're seeing only pictures they want to post and they're making it look like their life is all together and shit like that. However, I'm going to say it was really toxic for me. Just, the Facebook trending stuff, like the news, a lot of it was kind of, I'm pretty sure a lot of it was faked. And I noticed a lot of incidents with fake news I dealt with through Facebook. One example for this is back in 2016. My friend and I, we were outside of Salt Lake City at a Trump rally. I'm not a Trump supporter by any means. I go to all the political candidates that come around town. I saw Obama when he came through Iowa. Same with Mitt Romney. Trump, no different. And so I went to this Trump rally, which I didn't even get in, by the way. I got 20, 30, 40 feet from the door, and they're like, venue's full, and then shut the doors, and I had to head to the streets and hang out with some protesters. So there were a lot of protesters there, and I mentioned the story on the show. The Trump supporters and the protesters were just like shouting at each other the whole time. And it wasn't like shouting like, F you, man. It was more like two high school pep rallies for opposite teams in the same gymnasium. That's what it was. It was people chanting build a wall and another side saying like Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. It was just like, I don't know. It was like a high school rivalry type of thing. And so there was no fights, nothing crazy. I get home, Facebook trending, fights between Trump supporters and protesters in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I'm just like, are you serious? I was at this. It was nothing. And I shared this. I shared this like through Facebook. I'm just like, this is like outright fake news right here. It wasn't even just exaggerated news. It was just straight up fake. And it really upset me that happened. And here's the thing. That's just something I interacted with. Who knows how much other shit there is out there that Facebook's posting up saying this is, quote, trending, and that people are sharing and believing this is legit news. That kind of shit scares me, and I don't want to be exposed to it. And it was just draining seeing the Facebook trending and shares from fan pages and the targeted ads, which, by the way, I got a little topic planned on the targeted ads coming up in the next few weeks to share. And it's going to be fun. I'm pretty excited about this. Another reason I got rid of Facebook is it's kind of a very lazy way of having a friendship. Like, it really is. Facebook, back in the day, I mean, it's always been kind of lazy, but it wasn't as bad back in the day. But now it's just become so, like, I don't know, corrupt is probably the right word. I'm going to roll with corrupt. It's kind of turned into MySpace with so much additional shit with the games on there, the app control, fan page shares, groups, everything. It is the all-in-one, but it's too damn much as well. And I'll get into that a little bit more later. But the lazy way of having a friendship, it's like when someone posts some pictures from their trip or a status update. It's and here's the thing. No one even really does this anymore. It's very rare. It's all fan page shares these days, but there's not many status updates. But when there is, someone says to me or someone else, I'm like, oh, hey, how's this thing going? Oh, didn't you see my Facebook status? First thing they say, and it's like, dude, I do more than check your Facebook. And I'm not going to lie, there's been a lot of people I've had to hide from seeing their, like, not just their status, but just them in general, because all they do is share shit. And here's the other thing. If you don't watch the shit they shared, they take it personally. I have a podcast that I pump out at least an episode a week that none of these motherfuckers listen to. And they are mad when I didn't watch some shitty YouTube video that they posted to all their friends that they didn't even make. That kind of pisses me off because I'm not getting triggered that they're not listening to my show. but they're getting triggered and out of place that I didn't watch their fucking video on Mythbusters shit or whatever the hell. Seems kind of like the priorities are a little backwards to me. I don't know. Maybe I should get triggered that they're not listening to my show. But then again, then I know I'm talking smack about them like I am right now. So the other thing that I just couldn't stand about Facebook was it's too much to keep up with. Just too damn much. And I'm not talking the stuff I mentioned earlier with just the statuses that people post or didn't post, the fan page stuff, the trending, the apps, games, the groups, all that stuff. It's just everything. And now for my podcast page, for me, sharing that stuff, because I took it from more of a business page to more of a personal page. And even then, it just felt like I had to post things on there for the sake of posting things. Because Facebook's algorithm, it kind of screws over some people, like small time people like me, or as I like to call Caleb and I, H-list celebrities. As an H-list celebrity, we got to pay to have a post boosted about us, to let people know there's a new episode out there. Fuck that. That seems like a bit much. And I'm not exactly cool with that. Seems like we got to post a ton of stuff for the sake of posting things, pay money so other people can see it, and I'm not okay with this. And so that, with all the other stuff that happened, it just kind of was enough. So here's what I decided to do. Now, before everyone starts accusing me of being like a terrible person, which I am, let's get that out there. But also, a lot of people were like, oh, well, what about your friends and shit like that? You're gonna, Facebook will miss you. Your Facebook friends will miss you. Because when you delete your Facebook, a bunch of pictures come up of people you've interacted with or chatted with. They're like, this person will miss you. This person will miss you. And they try to emotionally manipulate you into coming back. Don't fall for it, first of all. But here's the thing. There is Snapchat. There is LinkedIn for work people that you don't normally associate with on Facebook, or don't want to associate on Facebook, however you want to think about it. There is Twitter, which I got another show set up for Twitter sometime soon. There is Twitch if you are streaming games or you have a friend that is streaming games. There is Pinterest if you want to see random shit that people are repinning or whatever. There is Tumblr. There is Instagram. And most of all, there is text message, phone calls, email. So for those that are like, well, you're losing all these connections. No, there's not. No, I'm not. Because there's tons of other social networks and platforms to talk to people. And I haven't even got into WhatsApp, Skype, Discord for text message or just basic communications. So there's so much more than Facebook out there. So much more. And so I was pretty cool about it. I let everyone know, hey, I've had enough of Facebook. I'm leaving, guys. If you want to keep in touch, message me. I'll give you my number. And so a couple people reached out to me. I reached out to a couple people. And then I called it good and I got on my way with my master plan to get out of Facebook. So the first thing I did was I downloaded this social media Chrome extension called Social Book Post Manager. And what this does is this allows you to delete pretty much everything from your timeline. Past statuses, reactions, pictures, the whole 9 yards. I wanted to make it to where if I came back from Facebook, there would be nothing there. I wanted so much damage that it couldn't be undone. I wanted to burn the bridge between me and the social network that had been toxifying my life with its bullshit. So I let this extension run quite a bit. I will work its magic in deleting all my activity from my personal account. And it did take a couple days. It was kind of crazy because this was years, like almost a decade and a half of social media posts, things like that. And it was crazy because I didn't realize how much I, liked people's things, commented, interacted, all that stuff. And I just thought, wow, with the time I put into this, I could have been doing something else, like stop procrastinating on pumping out podcast episodes or whatever the hell. And I was just kind of floored at like, wow, I wasted all this time doing this when I could have been wasting time playing World of Warcraft or wasting time doing other stupid things. They're also obvious waste of time. So I let this extension run, and this took a few days, and I had to have it run a couple times because it skipped over a couple things here and there, and I just wanted to make sure that I got it all. And so the other thing I did while the extension was pouring gas all over the Facebook bridge, I decided to grab a can of gas myself and do a little bit of pouring. So I went through and I unliked like all the fan pages that I had liked in the past as well. I wasn't sure if the extension was doing this or not, but I didn't want to take any chances. Um, and so I went and unliked a lot of fan pages. And I didn't have too many left, to be honest, because I'd been unliking them throughout the years because of the targeted ads that just kept coming to me. But I felt pretty liberated as I unliked them, to be honest. And as my Facebook information was deleted, it felt great. It kind of felt like a burden had been lifted off my shoulders because all this stuff was just so overwhelming, like unnecessarily overwhelming. And it was good to like know that I wasn't going to have to be dealing with this anymore. Because by the end, it wasn't about keeping up with things that I liked, people that I loved. It was kind of about me and being free of being overburdened with this bullshit. And so I also went in and I deleted all my business fan pages that I did. And I ran a couple meme pages as well. I set those up for deletion. I left the Everyone is a Sinner But Me Facebook fan page due to I'm not the only one that worked on it. I let Casey William Walker have control of it. And then I removed myself from an admin. I didn't really want to be not a part of that, but just a part of the Facebook part of that. By the way, my book is on sale on Amazon right now. Everyone is a Sinner But Me. The hardback copy. It's going for cheap. I don't know how long that's going to last. You might want to look into it. Shameless plug right there. The other thing you need to notice with Facebook is you use a lot of apps for automatic login with Facebook. And a lot of people don't notice that, but you do. Tinder's one example. You just click login with Facebook through your phone and it's automatic. So what I did was I made sure all the apps that I used Facebook for an automatic login, I switched over to my email address. And I made sure to do that because I didn't want access. I didn't want to not have access to these apps simply because I still had this Facebook account I was deleting. I didn't want to go back to the Facebook account. And so if you do take the plunge and leave Facebook like I did, make sure you're switching over all these apps that you use a Facebook login to your direct email address. Now we're getting to the fun part. Getting rid of Facebook. a perma delete. This is where you permanently delete your account. This is a real thing. Because Facebook normally intends for you to come back. Always. They never expect you to perma delete. So the link to find it, you got to Google it. If you go onto my website, themcs1show.com, and look up the show notes for this, I attached the permanent delete link there. And so you can check that out. And then it comes up with this somewhat of direct message. It's not a guilt trip this time where it's like this person will miss you or this person will miss you. Facebook knows when you find this page, you've had enough of their bullshit. You are done. Like, you are ready to burn the bridge. And they knew. And it says this following wonderful text. If you do not think you will use Facebook again and would like your account deleted, we can take care of this for you. Keep in mind you will not be able to reactivate your account or retrieve any of the content or information you have added. If you would still like your account deleted, click delete my account. Obviously I did. Then it says your account will be deleted from this site and it will be permanently deleted in 14 days. If you log into your account in the next 14 days, you will have the option to cancel your request. So if you decide within that 2 weeks that you're gonna, come back to Facebook, you still have that. And that's fine. I'm not judging you if you decide, hey, I'm going to take the Facebook plunge and then kind of back out. That's for you to decide. It took me a lot to get to this point of anger and frustration with them as a whole. But I'm going to admit it was hard deleting Facebook, despite how bitter I am. It's super hard. But it's a good step once you take it. I'll relate it to jumping into the unknown. You have no idea where you're going to land. And while you're up in the air, you feel helpless. And you wonder what's going on. If you're going to land on your feet or whatever. But when you land, it feels great. And the unsurety is away and gone. And you've landed on your feet and you look around. It's kind of a huge weight off your shoulders as well. The other benefit I've noticed from deleting this is I felt great. Just my general happiness has been better. I do still have Instagram and a couple other social networks. But overall, I do feel liberated in a really shocking way. And I've noticed I don't have as many, quote, friends. Because, there's all these Facebook friends or whatever the hell. But what I have noticed is the quality of friendships I have gone up. And I've become closer with a lot of people. I've been texting my friends more, hanging out with them more, calling them more. And I know when we have Facebook friends or friends on social media, we always kind of think, well, I'll hang out with them one day or I'll catch up here or there. I can tell you for a fact those days rarely, if never, come. Moving back to the Midwest, after living in Utah for 7.5 years, I always heard people when I was back, you didn't see me, you didn't see me. And so now that I'm back, a lot of them, I reached out to them. I'm like, hey, I'm back. Let's hang out. Not going to lie. A big portion of them, they just wanted to guilt trip me over Facebook and not actually hang out and do something about it. So I will notice that the friendships that I've had have become a lot better, and I felt closer to my friends. And even though it's just something simple like text messaging, phone calls, Discord chat, which is my preference of communication, it's felt good. It felt a lot better. Now, lastly, I know a ton of marketers are going to listen to this show. Actually, they probably are. Not many people listen to this show. Actually, I'm kidding. A decent amount of people listen to this show. But now that I'm done being kidding, serious note. A lot of marketers will, read my post about this. on the MCS1show.com, or they're going to, hear this podcast and think, well, without Facebook, your products and business will fail. First of all, this is kind of a side hustle, and it's barely one at that. And to them, I also say, if a Facebook marketer or whoever says, without Facebook, your stuff's going to fail, to them, I say, go fuck yourself. There's no easy way of saying it. And seriously, go fuck yourself. Facebook is slowly dying. It's got a lot of shares right now. People are leaving it. They're going elsewhere. They're done being in the Facebook room. They're moving to the Instagram room, still owned by Facebook, kind of in the same hallway. But they're also moving, hanging out in the Snapchat room, occasionally the Twitter room. The Periscope closet's looking kind of cool from time to time, too. So, something to think about. Facebook doesn't have to be your life. There are other real books you can also read as well and really enjoy yourself. You don't have to be tied down to some stupid social network invented nearly 20 years ago. This, I don't know, kind of sucks now. Anyway, that's my show. Just wanted to say thank you for listening. I greatly appreciate it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more of these solo shows or not. We'll see. I kind of enjoy them, but I like having a co-host too. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the MCS1 show. For episodes on society and counterculture, subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. For regular updates, show notes, and links, head to the MCS1show.com or search AOL keyword MCS1.